Your examples ring true to me because our oldest is 3, and when there's some kind of behavior or expression that's happening that is not okay, whether it's like throwing, hitting, like these very toddler things that they're trying to explore and cause effect boundaries, all of these things, he can easily tell when we're pissed or frustrated, and then he'll be like, why are you not happy? I'm going to make you happy. I'll do. And I'm like, no. You can't make me happy. That's my job. And then he still be like, I could tell hates disappointing us, hates making us like pissed or frustrated. And he'll be so concerned in that moment. And we have to stop no matter how mad we are. And we say, listen, we are mad, but I can love you when I'm mad. I can love you when I'm sad, and like explain to him no matter what my emotional state is, A, it's my job, and B, I love you no matter what. So you can hold anger and love at the same time.
Look at what you're teaching him.
Mm-hmm.
Mixed emotions, complexity, being able to accept, maybe he can be angry and love you, because I guarantee there's going to be tantrums where he's like, I hate you, over some ice cream or some broccoli or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The ability to not, because what's going to happen in him if he thinks anger and love are mutually exclusive? Well, imagine the guilt and the shame he's going to feel at hating his parents sometimes. We have to hate our parents sometimes. It's just an emotion. But if these emotions get stuck, they wreak havoc with our physical and mental health. So what you're doing is freaking awesome.
Thanks.
I mean, take it from a non-parent. I mean, I would love to have been parented that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's kind of how we try to frame it is, and I don't know if that's necessarily, we take his uniqueness into account, but it becomes very obvious where where my parents were lacking in that regard, because you do think at that young age, like, where did the love go all of a sudden? Like, it's just gone.
Must be my fault.
Must be my fault.
Narcissism, healthy narcissism. Children go through that stage by definition. They can't not. Everything is about them.
But yeah, so if I locked him in that room by himself, he would think I'm not lovable right now. If we didn't take the time to explain, like, yes, I'm mad, but I still love you. In his little brain, he's thinking, Mom and Dad don't love me anymore.
If there's anyone who needs a timeout, it's you. Mommy needs to step aside until I can speak to you in a way that feels loving to you, because I don't want to talk to you in any other way.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what it is to be an adult, a grown up. You don't pawn your dislike of your child off on them. Own it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like it. Well, what don't you like about it? What are they showing you about yourself? What's that about? What's that? You're judging a 2-year-old for not being able to control their emotions?
Because you don't.
6-month-old for not being able to control their bowels.
Because you don't want to get a bad look in a restaurant.
Because you don't want to get a bad look in a restaurant. Because you were never allowed to feel your vulnerable feelings, probably.
Mm-hmm.
To therapize people who don't want to be therapized. But it's only the emotions in ourselves that we can't tolerate, or that we're punished severely, that we need to suppress in others when we have power over them. And that's one use of power. Another use of power is to empower. And I will quote my dad here, because I think this is a particularly nice little turn of phrase. He said, if you want to discipline your children, make them your disciples. That's where the word discipline comes from. Now, who would a disciple want to follow? Imagine if Jesus had been like, I'm not going to let any of my disciples behave in ways that make me don't like them. Did he ever not love people? That was the point. And that's what had people want to follow him. So I think that's great advice that I wish someone had told him when he was parenting me. But I'm very happy to see him, giving that advice to parents now, because I think it's a really important distinction, because we get so many ideas confused and conflated: discipline, punishment, consequences. We use these words. We don't really think about what they mean. Mm-hmm. And we don't think about the emotional energy with which we're dispensing them. And what I love about what you're saying is there's just clearly a lot of conscious awareness and responsible choice making with you and your husband, and partnership too, because you need each other to be able to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and that, that has you be just aware in a way that so many parents historically, especially in stressful times, have had a hard time doing.
Imagine if we had vastly different parenting styles or philosophies, or disagreed on the basic principles of how to raise a child or cultivate a child. I don't know how that would even happen. Like, right? How would the household even function? So you have to start there. Absolutely.
Well,
be on the same page.
Like that old dude in Indiana Jones said, you have chosen wisely.
Yes. Yes, we did. I agree. There's not another one like him.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.